Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Sphumelele Zondi with your technology and social media news. Remember that if you want to be a part of this technology conversation, you can find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za on email. You can also use the hashtag SABC Network. Here's what's coming up in the program. Cryptocurrencies are becoming popular. Unlocking Blockchain Africa tried to explain how cryptocurrencies and blockchain work. Hydrogen energy is helping power up a Northwest school. And we chat about the Southern Africa Startup Awards. Flo Muswane is here for that one. Hello and thank you very much for joining us, Flo.
Thank you for having me.
Why was it necessary to bring these awards to Southern Africa?
We want to strengthen connections within our regional ecosystem and expose our startups to global support and investment opportunities.
All right, hold their thoughts. We'll have that discussion later in the program. But first, your technology and social media news. It was a packed hall in Johannesburg when the first Unlocking Blockchain Africa conference took place a few days ago. Speakers from all over the world were there to simplify the technology. I asked some of them to tell me a bit more about blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Blockchain is the future. It's the future of how, but also it's happening right now. So it's distributed ledger technology. It is cryptocurrencies. It is the recording of information, and it's the digitization of information and assets.
In order for you to learn about this technology, because it's a money or a value transfer type technology, you should probably buy some to experiment with it. But if you're going to invest, either do a lot of reading before or give it to a qualified fund manager to invest for you, because there are a lot of cryptocurrencies, there are a lot of scams, there are a lot of very technical, complicated currencies, and you've got to make sure that you know what you're doing before you just go and throw your money away.
Different parts of Africa where you can actually partner with 7-Elevens, convenience stores, various cash out outlets, and this is how you could actually expand banking for the unbanked.
It lives natively on a phone or on a computer, and people can spend it, and it can't be taken away by the government or devalued by a government.
School in rural Northwest has electricity thanks to a new hydrogen power project. This eases pressure off Eskom. School kids can now use their electronics at school. Poliano Secondary School, located in South Africa's town of Ventersdorp, is set to benefit from a plan to ease the country's dependence on fossil fuels and promote use of renewable energy. The rural community where the school is situated doesn't have electricity. The new method uses a hydrogen fuel cell power system and connects to off-grid electricity supply. Students are now able to power devices like tablets and computers.
We have electricity now, and that is very helpful for us because we can use the tablets and the laptops in our school. That will help us to do our researches.
Solar panels have also been mounted at the school to boost the power generation. The hydrogen fuel cell power generator was initiated by the Hydrogen South Africa System Center of Competence in collaboration with various agencies, including the Northwest University.
At this school we have electrolyzer and the fuel cell. The electrolyzer produces hydrogen stored at low pressure in the tanks, and the fuel cell then uses that hydrogen to produce electrical energy. And the power for the electrolyzer is obtained from a PV system that we have on the school.
Fuel cells have a constant flow of chemicals that help store energy, unlike batteries. The school will rely on a 2.5 kilowatts hydrogen fuel cell for lighting and to power its computers.
Previously, sometimes the school will be without electricity for almost a month. And now, because the sun is almost there every day, so it's history now talking about problem of electricity. We are able now learners to learn, learners that are able to talk, learners they are able to be teach in terms of using these resources like internet, using the tablets.
The country's High SA project has also produced a range of innovations, including South Africa's first hydrogen-powered tricycle, scooter and golf cart, along with the country's first fuel cell component manufacturing line. MTN and ICT Awards took place in Johannesburg. Those are the Women Awards. They honor some of the top female achievers in the tech space.
As South Africa wraps up Women's Month, companies such as MTN took time to honor the country's creme de la creme in the information, communications and technology sector. The MTN Women in ICT 2018 Awards put the spotlight on women like Lindiwe Matladi, who went home with the Community Builder of the Year prize.
I'm the founder of a non-profit organization, Africa Teen Geeks. And what we do is we teach children from disadvantaged communities from 6 to 18 years how to code. And with the partnership that we have actually from SABC Foundation and UNISA, we're able to bring kids from the township to come to UNISA every Saturday and learn how to code and build apps and, and basically expose them to opportunities that are available for them in technology.
Some of the winners expressed the need for an increase in number of women participation in this particular field.
Something somewhere is happening, and I think mostly from what I have seen and having mentored quite a few women in tech and in STEM in general, is confidence. Women, when we get to an environment where you are the only woman and you don't have the support, you feel intimidated and you fall off. And so that is why for me it's very important to show this face that you can do it, you can love technology, you can be in this male-dominated environment.
The glitz and glam-filled third annual MTN Women in ICT Awards ceremony took place at a venue in Johannesburg's northern suburbs.
After the break, Flo Muswane, who is the CEO of the first Southern Africa Startup Awards, joins me to talk about the awards. So stay with us.
Township under siege, roads blockaded, and the atmosphere here remains tense. Residents want their houses damaged by the storms repaired.
Raids are coming. Who's going to repair my furniture?
Police remain vigilant.
We may never have sufficient members, but the members that we have, we are comfortable with them. We are in a position to deal with the situation.
From us also as councillors, we lack information as it's not cascaded to us.
For your weekly dose of art and entertainment news, tune into Trends every Saturday from 12 to 1.
It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Global Startup Awards have a Southern African leg. It's called the Southern African Startup Awards. Organizers have been traveling across the region to search for the best ideas and entrepreneurs. They think they've found some. Here to tell us all about it is Flo Muswane, who is the COO of the awards. Hello, and thank you very much for being a part of our network, Flo.
Thank you so much for having me, Spumelele.
Maybe if you can expand a bit further on what you said earlier on why you decided to bring these to Southern Africa.
Yes, the whole aim really is to create those critical connections within our ecosystem between all the different participating countries and expose those startups to the global startup movement, really, to get them the support that they need and also expose them to global investment opportunities.
Tell us about these global awards. What are they?
Well, the Global Startup Awards, in fact, started in the Nordics in 2012, and really that was the original mission to strengthen the ecosystems regionally and then have all the different regions compete amongst each other. Right now, it's active in 7 regions and 45 countries, and all those regions will have their winners who will represent their regions in the Global Startup Awards.
Flo, you've been traveling the region. What type of ideas are you guys finding?
You should actually have a look. The finalists for this year have been published on our website, southernafricastartupawards.com. We did find that, some of the most innovative startups are part of our finalist list. This is out of a total of over 3,200 nominations, and we now have just over 200 startups and startup supporters competing.
Is that every country in the region?
It's 14 out of 15. Some of our countries still have very nascent startup ecosystems. For example, we didn't get any nominations from Seychelles, but of the 15 countries, 14 of them, we have finalists there.
Yeah, and you said it's 14 of the 15 countries. Who's left out?
Seychelles. We unfortunately didn't get any nominations for Seychelles, but hopefully with this project we'd be able to strengthen their ecosystem as well.
How do you go about finding these startups in the region? Do you partner with organizations? Do you find tech hubs? How does it actually work?
Generally, it's the public that nominates their favorite startups. People are able to see what startups are getting up to and the impacts that they're making in their environments. So those get nominated. We also have a group of ambassadors who are really quite tuned into what's happening in the startup world. They also contribute nominations. And in the different countries, we have country partners who are on the ground, really, in those different countries. And they also nominate as well. So
okay, so you say the public looks for them. Where does the public go to find them?
Well, it's just the startups that they interact with in their everyday lives.
Okay, but where do they go to do these nominations? So they go online? What happens?
Yes, we had nomination rounds from the 31st of March. Those are now closed, and they could do that online. Now we've narrowed the list down to, like I said, the top 200 or so, and there's now voting. In fact, the public can vote for their different startups to select their winner, and there's also an adjudication process together with the voting round that'll give us the top startups in their different categories per country.
South Africa hasn't happened yet.
No, South Africa is actually happening on the 24th of October, so we're looking forward to that, yes.
All right. Tell us about South Africa. What's going to be happening on the 24th of October? And all the information about it.
Yes. The national round of the Southern Africa Startup Awards in South Africa is happening, like I said, on the 24th of October in Joburg. And really what happens is out of the 15 categories, we select the winner, who will then go on to represent South Africa in the Southern Africa Startup Awards. We have very strong entries this year. Our list of finalists is also up on our website. Everyone is welcome to have a look and, of course, vote.
All right.
Yeah.
And so is that the process then? So you go to all these countries, pick the startups, and then the winners then compete in the regional leg of the competition.
And then the winners there compete then in the global leg of the competition.
In the global leg of the competition.
Yes.
When are those regional awards and where are they taking place? The details about that.
This year they're happening in China for the first time, and it's in December of this year.
That's the global ones?
Yes, the global ones.
The Southern African ones?
The Southern Africa ones are happening in Johannesburg as well on the 21st and 22nd of November. They happen over a 2-day period where we include investor meetup sessions, where we include training training, as well as a red carpet gala dinner.
All right. And you are saying that it gives them access to the global startup assistance, I suppose. What sort of assistance would this be?
Generally, it's more to do with upskilling them to enable them to take their startups to the next level. And there are several levels of developments that they have to go through as startups, all the way up to scaling. And at each level, they need different kind of support. And we are able to get them in connected with those different platforms where they can get that, and as well as investment for all the levels of developments that
I'm
they
sure
have.
you're finding out quite a bit about the startup scene in Southern Africa.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's been so interesting. And I mean, people talk about technology and how it has propelled the world forward, and that we have been a little bit left behind. This really just demonstrates that we aren't, in fact, left behind. We are right there with the rest of the world when it comes to innovation and technology.
All right, so Flo Muswane, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
All right, so Flo Muswane there is the COO of the Southern African Startup Awards. Now, this week we also caught up with Gareth Moore, and he told us what his favorite piece of technology is.
Hi guys, I'm Gareth Moore. My favorite gadget has to be the iPhone. I am an iPhone junkie. Anything and everything you want to do can be done on an iPhone. Sorry about it.
The 1,000 angikhona ukuhlala 2 weeks ngayo. I spend 60 rand, return 820, and I work every day 5 days.
These people cannot continue to hold those offices of government, and also we are calling for them to be removed.
Due to your negligence, many people have died. You must go to jail for murder.
If you want our vote next year, make sure that you do what you are supposed to do.
They've wasted our time, they've made our members to go on strike, they've made the public to suffer for nothing.
Andikwazi ukutya i-treatment ngendlela ngenxa into yoba imali ayikho. Fumene 600 xa ndiphinda futhi ndidrawa ayiphumi ayikho kwakwi-account.
What we are experiencing now is due to the number of people accessing the system at the same time. So if they can just be patient for 3 to 4 days.
It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za and email. Thank you very much for being a part of our network. Now, let's take a look at some of the news that have been happening in the tech space in the rest of the world.
Egyptian adventurer Omar Samra has returned from a lunar simulation mission focusing on researching human factors in space. On the 49th anniversary of the moon landing, Samra was chosen to be part of Team Spectra, a team of 5 analog astronauts who conducted 40 research projects over 2 weeks in complete isolation.
I have different responsibilities, on top of which was being in charge of the mission's entire schedule. We were there for 15 days, and for those 15 days, we were completely isolated from the sun. We ate dried food. No vegetables, no fruit, nothing but dried food.
During the mission, different experiments were conducted, including ones that used virtual reality technology. Samra was the only Egyptian and one of 40 people in history to complete the Explorer's Grand Slam, a feat to reach the North and South Pole and all of the 7 summits. His next stop is space, he hopes. And now heading over to the US of A. Japanese auto giant Toyota is set to invest $500 million in Uber. Both companies want to catch up to rivals winning the race towards self-driving vehicles. The companies said they are planning to work together, furthering existing relationship and extending Uber's strategy of working in partnerships rather than on its own. The Toyota deal may also help restart Uber's driverless business after a self-driving Uber SUV killed a pedestrian in Arizona in March. Since the accident, Uber has taken its self-driving cars off the road, laid off hundreds of test drivers, and shuttered operation in its Arizona testing hub. Still in the US of A. It's been around for decades, but unlike regular 3D, virtual reality has yet to make a big impact in the movie industry. Something a maker of Hollywood animation believes can change if the films are good enough.
We still don't know what you can really do with VR. There's so much to be discovered. It's a black box right now, but we're getting there, We're getting there, and I think the way we're really going to get there is by putting the viewer inside the story, not just playing a story for them, but putting them inside a story so that other characters recognize that the viewer's there and that it means something to them, that you are in their world.
Danielle said he was attracted to VR after becoming a little bit stale making regular animation.
Break a leg, Crow.
Thanks, Luna.
With a voice cast that includes Oprah Winfrey, John Legend, and Crazy Rich Asians star Constance Wu, Crow is hardly an amateur affair. But Danielle's Boabab studio will be giving the movie away rather than selling it as a way to generate interest in the medium.
Sorry, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, that's not down. You're going the wrong way, Crow. Wrong way.
Skype is also 15 years old this week. With so many video calling apps, I often wonder who still uses Skype. Now, with the recent Unlocking Blockchain Africa conference in Johannesburg, on Twitter, we are asking if you trust cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Now, 14% of respondents say yes, they do trust cryptocurrencies. The majority of you, though, say no. That figure is at a staggering 41%. 38% of respondents say they don't have enough information about cryptocurrencies. At 7% are people who say they don't really know if they do or not. And that's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za on email. We leave you with visuals of SE Technology at the Smart China Expo. From me and the rest of the network team, have a good one. It's bye-bye.